Hey guys, Cap 24 coming back with part 3 of the man coverage beaters. Today we're going to look at the gun plays only. We went ahead and got on the second video, did pistol and single back. On the first, we concentrated on just how to beat man coverage blitzes. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. We're going to go right into the gun. First play we're going to look at is the gun dice slot. And the first play we're going to look at is the PA seams flipped. Okay, if you look at it, if you flip the play, the unique route is that right route. It's that little outward release to a streak. That play itself is going to beat any type of over aggressive cover one users. Let's look at like a cover one blitz or a cover one hole, it doesn't matter. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to carry out the play action. Okay, so what you want to do is go ahead and block the running back. And what a lot of times this is one of those guys that when people press, this is a press killer. Okay, so it could be a cover 3 buzz press, it could be a cover 2 press, it can be any type of press. That outside receiver will go ahead and just scorch the press. Okay, so I like to flip it because I feel more comfortable throwing this ball to the right, plus it's my #1 receiver. So all you want to do is see that, everybody, if they do the baseline press, cover the pass, the whole 9 yards, and you see that you got that ability to get that type of coverage, you should be audibling it and getting right to that play. Okay, so that's a cover 1 blitz beater there. Let's go to the next play in this man coverage beater series here, which is going to be the Broncos Rub trail. And that's going to be, again, under the dice slot. And let's go ahead, and this one's a little bit unique because of the way there's a delayed route by your running back. Let me see here, cover 2 man. So look at this blue, I guess it's purple here, purple route by the running back. If you see the linebacker with the C over his head, he's not the guy we're keying on. It's the opposite linebacker, okay? That's his man. I'm going to show you it by looking at it against coverage, any type of man coverage. If you look at it, that first linebacker, unless there's some type of blitzing, is going to cover the tight end, and that second linebacker is going to cover the running back. Well, a lot of times, this is my read. A lot of times what happens, because that guy's on a delayed route, that guy will give up on that running back and come into blitz. So that's my first read. Does he blitz or doesn't blitz? If he doesn't come in, then most of the time, if he doesn't come in, most of the time he's going to cover the running back, and the B receiver is going to be open every time. That's the guy I'm throwing to. If that guy does half a second delay, comes after me, the RB is almost always uncovered, and you can get a lot of yardage out of it. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at it and see what type of reaction they do here. Typically, and this is just me being me seeing this, a lot of times I see that if the A receiver is bumped off the line, then the linebacker comes in. If it doesn't get bumped, he doesn't come in. It's not foolproof, but that's a lot of times what I see. Okay, so let's go here to see. Let's watch that linebacker I was telling you about. Right there, he doesn't come in, so we're going to throw it to the B. Okay, we're going to run this a couple times just so you can see. And this is all against man. Let's see if we can make it work here. So let's watch that same guy. He does come in that time, and he's going to be wide open. Okay, so watch him, and that's the read that you're looking for. So we're going to see how if he comes in and doesn't come in. Okay, right now we're looking at him. He's coming in, and now we've got a one-on-one with that guy. Okay, so that's your read. The read is to see if against man coverage, is that guy coming in? He's not coming in, we're going to throw it to the B receiver. It's not that we don't get the ability to, we can still throw it to that trail route and still be open, but just for the sake of having time in the pocket, that's just how I run the play. Okay, he didn't come in, so we can wait, but you see how I waited and I got sacked because they changed players there. The guy who ended up covering him was the right linebacker. So that's the whole thing that you got to look at. That's why I just go ahead and I go straight to the B receiver if he doesn't come in. So is he coming in? Yes, he's coming in. I'm throwing it to that player, and I'm going to go ahead and get my yardage. Okay, so that's how I run that play. I'll run it one more time just so you can, and I'm most likely, he's not coming in, we're going to throw it to the B. Okay, so there's that play. Next play we're going to look at is the curl slot shake. Same formation. This one's just taking a unique route with the shake. Beats man coverage pretty easily. Let's go ahead and look at it. Where is it at here? There it is. And there's a lot of other plays in this playbook that beat man, but so I don't keep the videos so long, I'm just going over what I think is unique. You know, halfback angle routes are going to beat it, and everybody knows that. So instead of going over that, I'm just going to go over some different ones in this book. So basically on this play, I go ahead and put the running back on a block so that we get some more time, but I also put the A a motion to the left. I do that so that I can give the Y more room when he catches the ball, because if I kept him on the right, you can see that all those guys are going to converge on pretty quickly. But if I go ahead and put him to the left-hand side, when he catches this ball, oh, he just got ran off a little bit, but we can still do it here. When he catches this ball, he seems to have more room to run. All right, so that's just you know, so move this guy over, block your running back, and you're going to go to your wide receiver once he gets off that. So obviously this isn't a play that you want to use as a blitz beater, because it does take a while, especially on you know, a pressing type situation. So right there I just changed the play to a blitzer. Now if these guys aren't pressing, let's show you how it works here. You move this guy over. They're going to come in pretty quickly, okay? Because right now they're rushing 6 on our 6 as well. So depending on where they're coming from, actually, yeah. So you'll see that if it doesn't get pressed, you can go ahead and beat the blitz with it, right? But if they go ahead and this is where you're going to end up having the trouble, is see the blitz, now they're pressing. So you see that he does get held up on the press at times, right? So we'll move this guy over. And now that he's getting held, we got it off that time, but you can see there will be times where these guys get in. So just watch that when you run that play. All right, next play you want to run is going to be the Broncos fake rub. Now, I like this play for 2 reasons, because it's a very hard play to stop, and then you can bait them by doing this a couple times in a row, and I'll show you the result of that, okay? So here's the fake rub, and let's go ahead and put them in cover 2 man. First thing you want to do is just basically block the running back, okay? So without anything, we're going to the wide receiver. It's not a dead giveaway. You don't look for the trail route on this type of combination. You know, he does the Y, comes right there, you're beating it, right? So you want to come back to this and say they, you know, if they stay in the same coverage, they try to do it. A lot of times with the free safeties, they're going to go ahead, and I'm just going to simulate this so you can see it, okay? I'm going to, second here. Pretend like he's going to jump the Y route by putting him on a man coverage, right? So what I see a lot is when people use it, you'll start seeing them go like this, and right here they're going to come in here, and they're going to try to cut off that route, make you beat them with something different. Well, watch this X route. The X route's an inside release streak that once we block our running back here, is going to torch this guy in the middle, and then now we have that ability to go over the top for the touchdown, okay? So the combination of the play can really get frustrating if you can get them to bait. So I'm looking at this guy right here as the free safety, and if he's moving, I know it's him. So I'm hoping that guy is going to go ahead and try to come after my players so I can go over the top. Now, a lot of times if I have that in mind, I'll switch my players out to where that player would be like Hester, so that way he has a little bit more speed than a White would be. But you can see what I'm talking about as far as going over the top with it. I'm basically just going to simulate it again. I'm going to cut it off, you know, because it beats you a couple times. Now you've got that play. So even if it's just a little bit of a hesitant, you know, step forward, you could still beat them over the top. Okay, so that's what I use that play. Next play is called Broncos Rub. And this is another play that I use when they get over aggressive, when they want to use the cover one, come at you type play. And you can see that not a lot of people play me cover one. Not a lot of people play me with blitzes after the first quarter, because there's a lot of ways to beat it, and there's a lot of ways, if you know specifically that it's coming at you, that you can beat it. You know, if you can handle the pressure, they'll get out of it. Let's put it that way. And then you get them into the zone coverages, where we've got all those plays that we've talked about without zone, and that's how you really depict how you want to, you know, how the defense is going to play by the way how you set up your plays. So let's go ahead and look at this Broncos Rub play, and right here, and that's basically, like I said before, they're coming after you. You know, over Storm Brave. All right, they're coming at you. They're pressing. All right, they're base aligning. They're pressing, and they're, you know, calling pass. Right, they're in your face. They're going to say basically, and a lot of times what will end up happening is this guy will be the user because he's on the thing. So I'm just going to simulate that by putting him in a deep zone. Right, so that's basically how that would set up. And what we're going to do is we're going to get it to the wide receiver on this wheel route. And he does a very good job beating this guy most of the time. All right, so it's a play that I'm going to take a shot at it, but I'm going to block my running back. He goes around there. And that time he doesn't get the separation I want. We're going to try to make a play here. But you can see a lot of times he will. Let me go ahead and show it again here. So we're going to press. We're going to block. And we're going to pass commit. Let's see if I can show this a little bit better this time. No, that guy's got some good coverage rating. So the reason why it normally works, to be honest with you, is because you're going against a third DB, and the third DB usually doesn't have the ability to stay with that guy. So let's see if it doesn't press him. Again, so I'm not doing a good representation of this play, but I do have a lot of success with it. And right now I'm not getting, and I'm trying to figure out why. Yeah, that guy's staying with him pretty good. Alright, so let's scratch that play. But that play does work if you can look at your players versus them. If you maybe got a weak third DB, that wheel does work. So let's go ahead and take a look at the short post play now. And this is going to take advantage of that bench route that I like. That we showed you earlier. Let's look at the short post play. Okay, and this is another man just killer. Doesn't matter if it's a blitz or it's not a blitz. Hey, let's just throw the blitz in there. All right, so basically we're going up against man coverage on the right hand side. Takes the in, and he is just going to kill any type of, you know, against, you know, a cover two man like this. You block your running back for some extra time. He's just going to get inside position every time. All right. So definitely a frustrating play when some people are going to go into, you know, 3rd and 17, and they don't expect you to beat man coverage, you know, or if what they're looking for in man coverage is maybe a corner route, or they're going to be looking more to the left-hand side on this type of formation, especially if you want to go ahead and put the A on a slant and make all of their eyes go left. Then you come inside and you catch it with some space, and you go ahead and get your extra yardage to get your 15 yards, 17 yards, whatever you needed. So just one of those plays. Next play is going to be the PA cross. Let's see if it's in our audibles. No. Okay. PA cross is just a nice play to, let me find where it is. It's a nice quick hitting play. Get some yards, keep your opponent knowing that you're okay going underneath, getting those 5 to 7 yards when you need them. You know, it's a good first down play. Good, or after you did a short run, go with this play. All you're doing is you're cutting off the play action with the trigger, and you're just throwing it right underneath and letting your player do the work. It's kind of a spread out formation, so most of the time you're not going to look for that underneath route right away, but he does get good separation on it. Next play we're going to look at is the corner strike. And I told you before that, you know, we're going to, wasn't going to show that C route because it works all the way, but I like this play, but I'm going to show you that you can use the C route, but I also like it because it's got two different reads to where your first read is going to be, I'm going to block the running back, the first read is going to be the Y, okay? So you're going to go Y first, and then your second is going to be the B. So if the Y is open, you know, if you want to just go ahead and hit him right there, come on, Douglas. If you want to hit him right there, get your yardage. Or if their player jumps it, then it's kind of like that one play that I was telling you about, the PA stretch, where your fallback route is the B. Okay? So just because of the timing of it, the reads go in succession exactly the way you want them to do it, to where you're going the Y. Okay, he's open. We're going to go with him. If he's not, then we're going to go with the B route. Okay? So that is the corner strike. Next play we're going to look at is the divide. These are two short plays, but this is kind of one of my plays that I go to if I know they're going to go to man, or they've been going man heavy on like a 5-yard, you know, 3rd and 4 type situation. It's called divide. It also beats zone, so if I guess wrong, I do have the ability to beat it. But what I try to do here is, on divide, I'm going to block my running back. You see this B route? That's going to kill man. Okay? The second thing you can do, and you can do a lot of different things with this play. The first thing you can do is you go straight to the B. The second thing you can do is you're going to go to the X if the B doesn't work, so your eyes are always on the right. So let's go ahead and check that out real quick. So here, he does the out. And you don't want to do this when it's the short end because you need all the field. Right now we're in the middle, so it's not a big deal. But you're going to get yourself 5 to 7 yards here. He kills man. He's inbounds. Okay, get our yardage. So the second thing we're going to do, say for some reason that guy is Sherman and he locked up Julio. It doesn't happen, but in case it did, we can go and do this dump off route to the X over the middle and get our yardage. Alright, then we can come back and do a mesh type situation where we put the RB on a drag, and if you have a good tight end, he can do that. Oop, trying to teach you as go. You can go throw it right to that tight end. If you don't have a good tight end where my guy's not really going to get that separation, see, even with that guy, they kind of run into each other a lot, and you're going to get your yardage there. That's not the guy I'm going to on 3rd and 4 because he still needs to get up the field or whatnot. I'm probably going to go and settle for the X receiver. But, you know, if you're in a no huddle situation and you want to get to the sidelines, you can do this. Now you also have the A route, which is going to be your more of a down the field type situation. But that guy is pretty tight as far as coverage goes. So a lot of times you're going to have to throw it down and in to make sure that he gets shielded and catch the ball. So that play does have a lot of options for you. If they were going to call a cover 3, you can always go and as is, you still got the under because that's that. You're not going to get the B anymore, but you're going to get the RB on the play right there. So if things don't work out for you, I kind of want to show you, you're thinking man, but that on cover 3 that works and it gets that there. Okay. Next play we're going to look at is going to be the close Bronco cross. We're going to run this a few different ways. So let's go here and look at it. Getting all my formations mixed up here. So that one is the gun bunch weak. Okay. So we're looking at close Bronco cross, and this is going to be very similar to the divide as far as how we're going to run it on the second couple of different ways here. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to block your running back, and you are going to drag your RB. So you got the mesh and you got the A. This A beats that guy better than the last play did. That's why I'm showing both. So the first thing you want to do is go to Douglas, and you get the underneath throw. Next thing you do, the same thing, you block your running back, drag your receiver, you're going to the drags, Or, again, if your tight end is someone that you can rely on, you got your drag. And then you can also, on cover 1 situations where they're pressing, you can go over the top to Julio here, but it's not a 100% completion rate, so that's why I don't show it. The next thing you're going to look at is we're going to go to the gun snugs, and we're going to look at the PA slot cross. Now, where are you? Okay. This is a play that I used to like a lot in the Steelers playbook in last year's Madden when I used it. It worked a little bit better then than it does now, but you can keep the A on its route, or you can put the A on a streak, either or. But on this particular setup against man, I'm going to the wide receiver, cut off the play action, throw it right there. If you wait a little longer, you can get a little bit more success as far as yardage goes. It all depends on, do you want the sure throw when he's open, or do you want to get the yardage? Okay, so I'm going to wait a little bit longer, and now I'm going to go up the field and get a little bit more yardage, right? So you can also, if you got a good matchup where Hester's not a great route runner, but he does have speed, so sometimes you can sneak this in with that A there, and you can get that route. You can get that receiver to the outside if you get the right timing. If you wait too long, that player will not be open if the guy doesn't have good route. So if I wait too long here, so now I'm trying to throw it over the top, which I did that time, but it could be a dangerous throw if you don't time it right. Okay, so that's that play. The next play we're going to look at is called drive corner. Okay, it's not on there, so let's go ahead and check it out. And drive corner is another one of those go-to third down plays for me. One, because it's a compressed set, and a lot of people have a hard time with compressed sets. And the reason why is because a lot of times the mesh concepts, or they're thinking something like a bench where you're going to have 2 corner routes. So they kind of look at it and they're worried about the outsides, or they're worried about the double slants. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to the B receiver, and it's a quick hitter. Basically, as soon as he gets through here, he's going right there. Okay, it's just a really quick play. By the time they figure out what type of play it is, you already got the yardage, right? So he's going in, and it's just the way the route runs underneath the other one, it's an easy play. Now the other play we're going to do is the corner, and it's a little bit tougher of a throw, and you do want to lead it to the left, because that time he had good separation. He doesn't always get that great of separation, and I tend to want to throw this ball to the sidelines and almost a little bit backwards. And that time, kind of got caught up and I kind of lofted a little bit, but at the same time, we're making completions here against man. Oh, love that O-line. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead here, and that's just the throw right there, right? So as long as you throw it and know that it's there and throw it confidently, you got it. If you wait a little bit, then you're throwing it, then you have that opportunity for that free safety to get it. Now the next play we're going to look at is called the drive halfback drag. I know that's a mouthful, but it's going to be found also in the gun snugs. And let's go ahead and look at it here. There it is. And we're going to go ahead, stay consistent. Because it's a 4-man, let's go into a dime set. Okay, so here it is. Looks all jumbled. It's hard to really see what it is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the RB, put them on a block, so you can see a little bit better. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to motion the B to the right. And once you see that, you're going to see what the routes are. Okay, so what I like about this is that Y route. Before you realize it's an in, you already got the ball in your hands, okay? Because it's kind of a hard one to see. You got the X that drives it. You can throw the X if it's a blitz, but the Y route goes ahead and it just beats it right in the middle. Right? You can't really jump it from a free safety standpoint because you're basically honoring the deep ball. I kind of motion this guy to the right for two reasons. One as a decoy, and the other is basically give him more space. Because see how he's an inside release? So as soon as you realize it's there, you're throwing it right there, okay? So that's the halfback drag. Now I'm going to go to the slot post play. And this one's a real nice separation against man. Let's do like a blitz this time. Cover one linebacker blitz, okay? You're going in with the Y. If you watch the Y, we're going to block a running back. The Y goes in, and then he does this really sharp cut, and basically is able to get open right away. If we go ahead and say we press, look at the Y. Once he gets off the press, his first cut, and he's open. Right? It's a much better in than any in the game. Also, you have the ability on this to get it on press situations, on a cover one press situation. If they're coming at you like that and they want to try to do it, is to get it to this X receiver. One time I didn't throw a great ball. It's kind of a unique route. If you look at it, it looks like it should go out. So if you look at the A, the B, and the X, they run different routes even though they look the same. This guy almost runs up and then to the out. So watch what he does. He runs up and then he's out, and that gives a little bit more separation. If you see that guy just kind of sits there and cover one, he really doesn't know. And I don't know if it's a glitch route or if it's the players just don't play the route right. But watch the player. He kind of just for a second stops. So on a cover one situation, you can sneak that in and be able to say, okay, Y is my primary route, but if I see that guy doing that, I'm going to try to throw it over his head and make it work. So, and I think it all has to do with the way he does his release. Because if you look at the release, like I said, it doesn't go out like it's the yellow would show. It goes up, then out, and then by the time he realizes what's going on, it's like he's in slow motion. I mean, he's a really fast DB, but when we tried to beat him earlier, if I try to go over the top, straight, I'm not going to beat him over the top. See how that is? I'm just going to throw that ball there just to clear it out. But you see that he's fast enough to stay with him, but when he does it on this cover one, he just kind of wigs out, and you almost have to be confident that he's not going to get there when you throw it. So just something to look for. Last play we're going to be looking at, actually we got two plays left. Circle, and this one's going to be out of the dice Y flex, and this has a lot of options. I was going to do a video on this. I think I actually did. I just never published it because I just like this play a lot. And let me show you the couple different ways we're going to show with it. So we're going to start off with blocking our running back. Okay, and this is the way it goes. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at that on the cross against man and see how he gets inside, kind of like we did with our blitzes on the first way. Okay, so that one, it's kind of a longer developing one, but he definitely gets the inside, and it's deep down the field. With other combinations against man, it gets crushed. Okay, now the second way we're going to run it is to do the same thing, and instead of the inside, we're going to go to the B receiver. It's already on a smart out, which is literally the route itself goes to about 11 yards and goes out. Now it just kills, and that's no pass leading, that's just pressing B. Kills man coverage. Okay, so I'll show it one more time. As long as you time it right, kills man coverage. Okay, now the next play we do, if you have enough time, is to go ahead and watch the B. The running back here. Now the running back is once he gets to this spot, watch how quick that cut is. So if you've got a good running back, somebody that's got some speed, you can really get some good yards here, because it looks like he's just moseying out there. Then once he does that cut, it's like he's ready to go. Right now on a cover On a cover one situation or cover two situation, if you want to get even more yardage on, you know you're going to the RB, put the Y on a slant. So what he's going to do, he's just going to help clear out the room. So now when he catches it, it's a one-on-one with this guy. Okay, with him on the left-hand side, you're just keeping a defender over there to basically mop up any type of thing. So if you got good protection, and this way you can go ahead and run this against man. Okay. Now, the last way we're going to do it, and we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show it against a blitz, okay? Now, if I see like a overstorm coming in there, and I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to block my running back, okay? And then I'm going to take this A receiver, and I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to motion him over, but I'm not going to let him settle. I've taught you anything before, if you don't let him settle, he becomes a blocker, okay? Something just to kind of, remember in the future if you want an extra blocker when your tight end's out, is don't let him settle and he becomes an extra blocker. You'll see that on this play. Now that helps him with that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Douglas. He's going to torch any type of cover one with this, but I need the ability to block. Okay, so I'm going to move him over here. Let's see if we can make this work here. And I'm not going to let him settle. He becomes a blocker. And now I've got that extra blocker. I can beat cover one over the top. Okay, so, but you're not going to be able to beat that without the extra time, right? So, just another option to do it. And that was against a blitz. If it don't blitz, you're not going to go to him, but you don't want him to settle. He becomes your extra blocker. But you can see how that can go over the top and you have no problem. Now, the one guy you do need to watch is that number 27. He is originally the tight end's man, okay? So he's going to back off when he realizes he's blocking, and he's going to follow it. So on this play, actually, I'm not going to hike it. Oh, I can hike it. Doesn't matter. This is against cover 2 because I didn't change the play. So watch, if you're going against cover 2, this play is not going to work because of the way he's going to be able to beat him. But a lot of times, because of that safety, you don't throw it when you can throw it because the guy's still in that area. So you really are looking for a cover one situation to be able to make this work. Move him over, block the running back, let him block for you, and throw your play. So hopefully through these videos, guys, actually, you know what? I got one more play for you. Same difference. And the same play, this is out of the 5 empty, I think it's empty Bronco. Yep, empty Bronco. And on this play here, we're looking at the same type, cover one type sitting, where they're coming at you, overload blitz, under smoke, whatever it is. Let's do overload blitz, right? And they're pressing you. And you're just going to use this play on the X right here. He just torches any type of blitzing, any type of pressing, so you don't have to worry about them getting to you. And you're just standing in the pocket, throw it over the top. So if that's their answer to coming after you after you've beaten them a couple times, you'll notice. And again, you can use the same theory before. Don't let him settle. He becomes a blocker. And you're throwing it over the top. Alright, so like I was trying to say before, that's how you beat man coverage with the Denver Broncos playbook. That's how you beat blitzes. That's how you beat cover ones. That's how you beat cover one blitzes. Literally, no one should stay in man too much. Now, the best defense, and this is what I preach, is to mix it up. So sometimes you're not going to know what coverage it is, and I understand that, but with a route that can beat man coverage, it helps your entire game plan when you go in. So if you don't know if it's cover 1 or cover 3, you look at that route and say, I can beat man coverage here. How am I going to have to beat zone if that is zone? And that's what you want to look at when you go into a play. And a lot of times the same route's going to beat zone. It's just not going to beat it the same way. You know, a lot of your under routes, a lot of your cross routes are going to beat zone. You're just going to have to wait for the zone to clear. And that's what's great about those type plays. So hopefully, guys, this helped you. And I appreciate